All right. Encouraging a global mindset. As we navigate this globalized landscape, I encourage each of you to embrace a global mindset. Think about what you can achieve by being open to new experiences. And here's another thing, right? Now let's talk about, there's a lot of conversation going on these days about, remote work. Just imagine, for example, if you had a remote US income and you were able to work, let's say, from, Medellin, Colombia, and, you have like a 3 bedroom, 2 bath, essentially penthouse or high-rise apartment overlooking the city, and you were paying, $750 a month. So think about, we discussed earlier, some of the cost of living, like the services, of how those were fairly inexpensive. You're paying $750 a month, but yet you're earning in US dollars. But you see how your quality of life can increase exponentially? And I think that's kind of the goal, is to essentially, wherever you have the best opportunity, if the best opportunity to make money is here in the States, that's what you do. If the best opportunity for the best type of lifestyle is Latin America, is Asia, is the Caribbean, things like that, then why not add that to your repertoire? That should, I believe, at least be a consideration. But like I said, imagine if you were making US dollars and working remotely and lived in Medellin, Colombia for $750 a month. You had a 3 bedroom, 2 bath, high rise. My ultimate goal, there's a gentleman named Andrew Henderson, and he actually he has a podcast and a book out called Nomad Capitalist. And he actually promotes the trifecta lifestyle. I'm not quite there yet, but my goal one day is to basically live in 3 locations for 4 months out of the year. My 3 locations is Tampa Bay, because that gives me my connection to the States. That's where my DoD company is, a few other government agencies that I work for. I also, Medellin, so I spent 4 months in Tampa Bay, spent 4 months in Medellin, Colombia. That's pretty, to me, Medellin, Colombia is like the perfect city vibe where, it's got great infrastructure, great apartment buildings, great amenities, great restaurants. The internet speeds and the infrastructure there are 5 star for the most part. And then, that would be my city, location. And then I'd spend 4 months in Rio, Brazil. In my opinion, bar none, Brazil has the best beach culture. Rio, Brazil has the best beach culture in the world. So, pick 3 locations, live there 4 months out of the year, as opposed to, simply living remote in one city 12 months out of the year. That, obviously it's going to be amazing to do that, but maybe it becomes a little bit stale. I've been traveling for work and romance probably since about 2001, when I took my first trip, as a private in the Army. My mission was to go to Kosovo for a peacekeeping mission. And on the way to Kosovo, in order to in process, we stopped right out at an air base right outside of Frankfurt, Germany. And I can remember, going downtown to Frankfurt for the first time as like a 21-year-old back in 2001, and walking downtown and just kind of getting dropped off by a taxi and looking down the road on a major street in Frankfurt and seeing that like every taxi cab was like a Mercedes Benz, and that just kind of blew my mind. Um, and it's just one of those things where, I just kind of realized at that point in my life that, wow, there's just so much of the world out here to see. I definitely want to, keep myself open to, any opportunities that may present themselves. And let's just say, for example, if you're living here in Florida and you want to, travel down, I think that would probably, if I were a father of an 18-year-old right now and he was having problems dating in America, you know what I would do? I would book a one-way ticket to Medellin, Colombia tomorrow. And we would spend a month out in Medellin, Colombia, going to restaurants, hanging out in the social scene. He'd